everyone, Miss GoElectric here. Now, I have reviewed all types of electric bikes, and when the cameras are off, I like to spend a lot of my time biking on the mountain bike trails. And after several years of riding around on more conventional e-bikes, I can really appreciate a purpose-built electric mountain bike that has things like a mid-drive motor for a lot of torque, a dropper seat post, and a really nice suspension system. So today I'm really excited to get the opportunity to test out the AMZcycle's Paladin XC electric mountain bike. This bike costs thousands of dollars less than what I've seen at local bike shops from other brands with comparable components. So today I'm gonna go over all the features and specifications, and then I'm gonna take it out on the trail and blast around out there. And then finally, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on whether I think this is a great value or not. The AMZcycle's Paladin XC is a Class 1 electric mountain bike, which means the motor can offer pedal assistance at speeds up to 20 miles per hour. The M560 mid-drive motor is made by Bafang and operates at 48 volts with 500 watts of continuous power with a peak of 750 watts. It can deliver up to 120 Newton meters of torque and smoothly matches rider inputs, which are detected by a torque sensor. The 48 volt battery uses LG cells and has a capacity of 15 amp hours. That is equivalent to 720 watt hours. It has UL 2271 certification for fire safety and has an IPX5 rating for water resistance. The battery is easily removable for charging on or off the bike. The Paladin XC comes with a 3 amp charger, which should deliver a full charge from empty to full in about 5 hours. AMZ advertises a maximum range of 75 miles. Its Touray T800 carbon fiber step-over frame comes in 2 color options called Gloam Gold or Dawn Silver, like I have here. There are 3 frame sizes. I'm 5'11", but the AMZ team accidentally sent me this small frame, which can accommodate riders between 5'4" to 5'7" inches. For that reason, I'll avoid the topic of ergonomics during this review. The medium frame is designed for riders between 5'6" and 6 foot, and the large frame, which would be best for me, can accommodate riders from 5'9" inches to 6'3" inches. The bike weighs between about 47 and 49 pounds depending on the frame size, and it can support a total maximum payload of 265 pounds. These are Magura MT5 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes paired with a 180mm front rotor and 160mm rear rotor. The shifter and derailleur are made by Shimano and are a 12-speed Dior system. The front fork air suspension is a RockShox 35G with 120mm of travel with a rebound adjustment. The tires are Schwalbe Smart Sam with Kenda tubes measuring 29 inches in diameter and 2.35 inches wide. The Paladin XC comes with a 125 to 150mm dropper post and a Velo saddle. The Bafang color display is easy to navigate and read with information including trip mileage, calories expended, projected real-time range adjustments, wattage output, and more. It also has a USB-C port to charge your phone using the bike's power. The integrated headlight and taillight is standard. Like most mountain bikes, it does not come with fenders or a kickstand, and those are not among AMZ's available accessories. The frame includes water bottle bosses as well. This durable drawstring backpack with many pockets, a compact multi-tool, and the charger were shipped with the bike. Paladin XC owners get AMZcycle's 5-year frame warranty, 2 years of coverage for the front fork, 18 months or 20,000 miles for the battery, and 12 months for the motor and display screen. The brand has a decent number of retail partners for sales and service needs. All right, those specifications look really good, so now it's time to take it out on the trails. Now this here is my Unit 1 neon helmet, and Unit 1 is quickly becoming my favorite e-bike helmet brand because it offers so many really neat features. When paired with the optional Unit 1 handlebar remote, this integrated 180-degree rear light bar also functions as turn signals and automatic brake lights, which brightens upon deceleration. My favorite feature is the crash detection system. Sensors in the helmet communicate with the Unit 1 mobile app to send an SOS message to your emergency contact if you crash and are unresponsive to a safety check. The embedded safety ID chip can provide one-tap contact information or medical information to first responders responders or if the helmet is lost. The electronics are IPX6 water resistant and the battery delivers up to 30 hours of operation. Every part of the helmet can be replaced individually, extending its lifespan indefinitely. The helmet has a magnetic brim which accommodates a variety of optional magnetic lenses. This helmet weighs as little as 400 grams and this version has several safety certifications including MIPS and NT8776, indicating protection at speeds up to 28 miles per hour. Plus, I think Unit 1 helmets, backpacks, and other accessories look awesome.
All right, let's hit the trails. And I'm definitely gonna need my magnetic lenses for today to keep my eyes protected while I'm in the woods. All right, so usually I start my rides in no assistance mode. This is a class 1 electric mountain bike, so it only has pedal assist up to 20 miles per hour, but so far, really easy to pedal. This is actually under 50 pounds, no matter what size frame you get, thanks to that carbon fiber frame. But let's start getting into these pedal assist modes. I'm gonna bump up to the first one, which is E. Now this has 5 different assistance modes. E is gonna be the most mild. This motor is a little noisy though, I will say that. And that actually is my experience with the Bafang motors, specifically this M560. So I'm not that surprised by it. But shifting right out of the box feels really nice. And to be honest, this first mode is just the most faint amount of power that's perfect for what I like to use, because I really want to get the exercise from the activity of mountain biking with just a hint of assistance. So I'm still getting that workout in. Really like the shifting though, very smooth. It's pretty comfortable as far as the suspension goes too, over these rocks. And I like the grips. The grips are actually what I find to be pretty perfect. A good combination of nice grip. I actually didn't even put my gloves on today, but these are great for support with that little paddle shape on the end. And still, I have good grip with this silicone material. So far, I'm really enjoying this first pedal assistance mode. It's definitely sufficient for how I like to ride, but I'm gonna bump up into the next mode, which is T. I'm assuming that means trail. And this torque sensor is very smooth as well. If I push down, this gives me a little bit more. This is handling the trails really well. I actually like the saddle too. Could use a little bit more cushion, but the shape of it is really nice. When I come downhill, it's nice and easy for me to get back and over the seat. I'm gonna bump up into the next assistance mode. This one is S, kind of the mid-range. Definitely a good balance of power between all the modes from what I've been experiencing so far. Woohoo, this is fun. These brakes feel nice and powerful as well. The front fork is handling the deep roots and the rocks pretty well. I'm gonna actually bump it up into S plus and then eventually hit that top mode, but this is plenty of power. I mean, a lot of bikes that are competitive in this category have much lower power rating, and this having a continuous rate of 500 watts and a peak rate of 750, this is more than enough. I'm gonna actually bump it up into this last mode, the B mode. Now, from my experience with EVs, B mode could mean brake mode, or it could mean boost. So far from me changing into this B, it is a lot of power. So I'd have to expect that this is the boost mode. This is such a blast, wow. Maybe B stands for blast. What a great bike. Yeah, the only thing is it's a little noisy with that buffing motor. I like this has a 12 speed because with all that power, it just makes it feel a lot more comfortable to move up into those different gears and still feel as if you have enough resistance. Ooh, there's a turn here. Thank you, hydraulic brakes. The girl doing a good job here. Dropper seat post is actually really nice as well and smooth out of the box. Well, I think it's time that we head back, and I'm going to share my final thoughts on this AMZcycle Paladin XC. All right, so as you can see, the sun is setting and I had a blast riding around on the trails with this Paladin XC all day. So as usual, we're gonna get into the opportunities for improvement that I see and the things I really enjoyed about this bike. The first way I can see this bike being better is having a throttle. Now, the reason I say that is because a throttle in this case would be easy to unplug and plug back in if you wanna be compliant on the trails, but it has a lot of power and it has a really big battery. So that makes it a perfect candidate to be able to have a throttle so that I can get to the trails a lot quicker on the road if I need to. Now, I've tested out bikes that have the same powertrain and do offer a throttle, and it seems that they just didn't run the cable for this one. So I know it is possible and I would really like to see that here. At this price point, we're starting to see a lot more technology become integrated into bikes like these, and I would really like to see some anti-theft precautions. Maybe if they didn't even want to put a 4G modem or anything like that in here, then they could have a spot for an AirTag so that if someone does take it, at least I can track it down. The next opportunity for improvement has to be the quietude. This is a pretty noisy motor and I wish that it was a little bit quieter. Now, when it comes to building this bike, it did take a while and it was a little bit more than a typical direct-to-consumer bike to set it up. It also had grease on it and fingerprints all over the place. And not only that, but the front disc brake was really rusty and I'm not sure what happened there, but luckily the customer service team was really responsive and they sent us a replacement one and it was easy to replace. The last opportunity for improvement that I see is the price point. The original pricing is around $4,300, and for that price, you can get a direct-to-consumer comparable electric mountain bike with these similar specs for the same price, and it has a full suspension system. So that would be really great to see with this bike in particular if it's gonna stay at that $4,300 price point. But that actually brings me to the positives because this bike is on sale for $3,600 at this moment. And I think that for that price, this is definitely a great value. Another positive that I see here is that all the components are name brand. And although they're mid-grade, I think that this is a really great thing to have. And the reason that it is important that it has name brand components is because any bike shop could get a hold of any of these parts and components and swap them out for you. So even though they are a direct-to-consumer brand and they do have some dealers, if you don't have one nearby, it's much easier to replace those components. The next positive has to be the aesthetics for me. I think this frame is absolutely beautiful. I love that the paint finish is really sparkly and it has this like ombre type of effect. I think they've done a really great job of making the frame stand out, but also not be really obnoxious with the logos. Some brands put huge logos on the side, and I like that it's nice and sleek up on the top tube here. And those aesthetics carry throughout, even to say the display screen where it's laid out very clear and easy to read, but still color coded. I think they've done a great job all the way around of making this look like a really nice bike. Another huge positive for me is that out of the box it's very smooth and crisp as far as the shifting goes. I didn't have to do anything to it. It just was really smooth out of the box. And not only that, but the powertrain itself, I felt like it was adequate and it felt really fun to ride. And it matches its name, XC, for cross country, so that you could ride this for a long time, for days and days, because of the capacity of that battery. While we're on the topic of the battery, another great thing to see is that this has UL certification. So it is UL 2271 certified with that battery, which is great because it provides that peace of mind. The warranty is also another positive. The frame itself is for 5 years, and then a lot of the components are a 2-year or at least 1-year period. So this is protected for a long time, as long as the company stays healthy. As far as my final thoughts go, if you're looking for a hardtail carbon fiber electric mountain bike, I think that this is a really great value, especially at that $3,600 price point. Well, I hope this review on the AMZcycle's Paladin XC was helpful, and if you want to learn more, then I'll put a discount link down in the description below. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.